Episode 10 of CowBoy Bebop, Ganymede, Elegy. And what a perfectly named title for this episode. Ganymede being the location that they're going to be going to, which is the largest moon on Jupiter. I mistakenly last time said it's a moon on Mars. Oh, what an idiot. Ganymede's a moon on Jupiter, obviously. And Elegy being defined as a mournful, melancholic, or plaintive poem, especially a funeral song, or a lament for the dead. And this is a very sad episode. We get to learn more about Jet's past. And after a lot of action-packed episodes in a row, it's good to see one where we get to follow the Bebop crew on one of their days off. Faye Valentine talks about how she has to keep her skin silky smooth and rubs lotion on herself and sunbathes. It gives the otakos something to goon to. Edward is featured very little in this episode, spending the time talking to Faye. Spike is cashing in a bounty that they caught from a guy by the name of Baker, where they get about 2 million wulongs, a good payday, so they have to bring them to Ganymede. Jet Black has some unfinished business. He learns that his ex-girlfriend Elise is now running a bar in Ganymede, and he decides to go visit her and see what's up. And this is the first episode to feature Jet. We knew that he was a police officer before. We now learn his nickname was the Black Dog, named after the Led Zeppelin song Black Dog, because Shinichiro Watanabe loves rock music. I'm here for it, especially classic rock music. It's another reason why watching these episodes in order, even though they're episodic, for the most part, you can see the flow from episode 1 to 26, and how they do try to break up the action-packed ones, more laid-back one, a more character-driven story. And those are just as fun as the one where they're planet hopping and shooting at the bad guys. Next episode after this, Toys in the Attic, also features them trying to chill out on their spaceship. So you get everything. You really get to see what it's like in these people's lives, what they do on their days off, how much money they have, not very much, how they catch these bounties, how they interact with each other. It makes it feel like one long movie. He's also named the Black Dog because once he bites, he never lets go. And we get to see him in a more serious and stern role, since he learns that Elise's boyfriend actually has a bounty on him. So what is Jet gonna do? Well, he's the Black Dog, so he pursues it no matter what. And we see a chase scene where Spike locates them on a hovercraft. So he's in the spaceship, they're in a hovercraft, and we get a nice chase scene. This is done very gently too. Instead of the regular bebop jazz music, we get a more mournful song, because this is a sad episode. Spike relents and lets Jet track down the bounty, but he really doesn't want to do it. He still cares about this girl Elise, and she's gotten in with a bad boyfriend. Elise left Jet for an unknown reason, and he was always wondering why she decided to leave him. He thought he was a good boyfriend, and then she just ups and leaves many years ago, and he still has this stopwatch that he wanted to show her. We see Jet's ship that's named the Hammerhead, because it actually looks like a hammerhead shark. Unlike Spike's ship, which is called a swordfish, way less like an actual swordfish because it has a pointy nose. And as I complained last episode about Edward's joining the crew, this is another one episode character, Elise, who is so much more thought out and better than Edward. Not saying she necessarily should have joined the crew, but it would make more sense. Spike's got Faye Valentine as his girlfriend. They kind of hate each other, but what does Jet have? Nothing. And you understand her character very well, even though she's only in one episode. She was in a relationship with Jet, left him because she wanted to pursue her own dreams, and really came up short. She's running this bar that has to close down because not enough people come to this part of Ganymede anymore. She has a boyfriend who's younger than her and a bit of a screw up. She doesn't have any kids, and you almost want them to give it one last shot. I mean, she needs Jet. He's strong. He's powerful. Well, he's not rich, but she has no money, so he's richer than her. You really get the sense that she actually regrets leaving him. She should have stayed with Jet. Her life did not become better after she left him. It became worse. And yet this character is still sympathetic, because it's not like she became a drug addict that's going around robbing people at gunpoint. She's just getting in over her head with some debts and running an unsuccessful business. A way more relatable character than if they went really far out to some drug addict. I like Elise. Bring her back!
You decided everything! In the end, you were always right. I never had to do anything for myself. I wanted to live my own life.
Cowboy Bebop's writing is so good because this really does feel like a real relationship. Not only does it have its ups and downs, but sometimes people make irrational decisions that aren't good for them, but if they feel like they're being too controlled, or if you're in a relationship with someone who's more responsible than you are, you can tend to get scared and run away. And that's exactly what happened with Elise. She's not a terrible person. In fact, the reason her boyfriend has a bounty on him is because he was defending her from this loan shark. She took out a loan for this bar and then couldn't pay it back, so the loan shark was coming after her, and he ended up shooting and killing the loan shark. So they say, once Jet tracks this guy down and catches him, that he might get off on a self-defense plea. They also, in Cowboy Bebop style, show a flashback to this episode where her boyfriend shoots at the loan shark, but it's done very fast and very stylized. Also, I'm no judge, so I'm not sure if he's going to get off on that self-defense plea, but we'll just say he does. He was protecting his woman from the bad guys. This episode makes you think, halfway through, that maybe Jet won't pursue this bounty. You can certainly understand why he wouldn't want to go after one of his ex-girlfriend's boyfriend, especially when she's trying to escape with him. But he's the black dog. And he mentions that if he doesn't do it, someone else will. Also, he's able to do this without any violence either. Well, he gives her boyfriend a little bit of a punch to get him away, but other than that, he stands his ground and actually shows some gumption. We get to see why he's called the Black Dog. So Ganymede Elegy really hits all the right notes. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It's an episode that gets lost in the pantheon of great Cowboy Bebop episodes, but it's perfectly situated in episode 10 to finally develop Jet's backstory. We know these characters fairly well now when it comes to Spike and Faye, but really Jet's still a bit of a mystery, and we get to see what they do on their days off, which I actually found pretty funny and fascinating. More relaxed and somber episode. They can really do every single type, which is why the series is so good. And next up is Toys in the Attic, an episode that takes place the entire time on the Bebop ship as they fight this virus, we'll say. Obviously named after the Aerosmith album, Toys in the Attic. So check out our playlist for all episodes of Cowboy Bebop. We're doing all 26 in order, and all episodes of the other series we've covered: Black Mirror, Tales from the Dark Side, Monsters, Fear Itself, Pet Shop of Horrors, and Mystery Science Theater 3000. Thanks a lot.